all of you take down Zener diode as a shunt regulator. Zener diode as shunt regulator. Using the help of a diode, how can we maintain a constant voltage? That is what we are going to see using this Zener diode. So let me draw a simple circuit using this diode. So the symbol of the Zener diode is this. So for the diode we are going to supply the input Vin, and here we have a load. Load is nothing but a resistor, okay? Resistor load. So this is a very simple circuit. Here there is a resistor R and a current flow which is represented by I. This is a Zener diode where we have Zener breakdown voltage known as VZ, as we have already learnt in the previous class about the Zener diode. Zener diode works in the reverse biased region. So here IL, load current IL. This is the output plus minus. Here we have output voltage V0. Output voltage V0. So this is a very simple circuit where this is a shunt regulator, voltage regulator. This is a shunt voltage regulator. Voltage regulator means we need to supply a constant voltage. How do we supply a constant voltage? With the help of a simple circuit using Zener diode. Okay. So this is a very simplest shunt voltage regulator circuit which uses a Zener diode to regulate the load voltage. In order to control or keep the constant load voltage, this is a very simple circuit used. In order to understand the working of this circuit, let us revise the VI characteristics of the Zener diode. So for your reference, I'll just draw the VI characteristics of the diode. As we all know that the Zener diode works in this quadrant because it conducts in the reverse biased region. So on this axis we have a VZ voltage, on Y axis we have current I. So this is a forward region. Forward biased region. So let us concentrate on the reverse bias because the Zener diode conducts in the reverse biased region. So let me mark this dot with the IZ minimum current, this point. Here in between we have some current I1 and here we have some current intermediate, we have I2, and the maximum current I will just write it as IZ max, right? Okay, so here IZ min, I1, I2, IZ max. So here this is a region of operation where it conducts smoothly, region of operation. Okay, so this is a voltage axis. This is on x axis we have voltage, y axis we have current, and let us concentrate on this part. The Zener diode works in the reverse bias region. So this is IZ minimum, I1, some intermediate current value I2, and is the maximum current point. Here we have IZ max. Okay, so this is the VI characteristics of the Zener diode. Okay, so the Zener diode is used in its reverse biased region. So under the reverse bias condition, the current flow through the diode is very less, that is very small in amount of microamps. Whenever the diode is reverse biased, no, the time the current flow is very minimal in the terms of microamps up to certain limit. Now, when the sufficient reverse bias voltage is applied, an electrical breakdown occurs of the Zener diode and a large current flows. Okay, I repeat, when a small amount of voltage is applied, a small amount of current is flown in terms of microamps. When sufficient reverse bias is applied, an electrical breakdown of the Zener diode occurs and the large current flows through the Zener diode, and such a large current creates a breakdown occurs at the voltage, and that particular voltage is called Zener voltage, that is Vz. So when does the Zener breakdown occur? When sufficient reverse bias is applied to the Zener diode. At that time large current flows, and this creates the electrical breakdown of the Zener diode, and at that point that particular voltage is called Zener voltage, that is known as Vz. So this is known as Zener voltage. Zener voltage Vz. Under this condition, whatever may be the current value, whatever may be the value of the current, the voltage across the Zener is constant, that is equal to Vz. Okay, the large current whichever is followed due to the breakdown is limited by connecting a resistance here. Large current whichever is flowing is limited by the resistance here. Okay, so here you can see the graph, right? Whatever may be the value of the I here, the value of the voltage remains constant. Hence, it provides a constant voltage. It is known as a voltage regulator, which provides a constant voltage. Right? So, in many electrical applications, you require some power supply, isn't it? A power supply which supplies a constant voltage. Power supply, right? So, any device to be functional, you require a power supply to be applied to the device, right? And therefore, in order to supply the voltage, you require a constant voltage to the device. You cannot apply less voltage, nor you can apply more voltage. If you apply less voltage, the device will not conduct. If you apply more voltage, the device may break down. So, there is a standard values like plus 5 volt, plus 10 volt, plus 12 volts. So, constant voltage should be applied to any device in order to conduct to its best. So, here the Zener diodes provide a shunt regulator, that is provide a voltage regulator. How means? Whenever you apply a small reverse bias voltage, a small amount of current flows. Whenever sufficient reverse bias voltage is applied at this point, what happens? Large current flows and electrical breakdown of the Zener diode happens. At that time, you can see here there is a constant value of the voltage. Here, constant voltage. So, whatever may be the value of the current value here, but you are seeing here a constant value of the voltage supplied. So, the voltage value Vz is constant. That means for whatever value of the current, you are providing a constant voltage. It acts as nothing but a shunt regulator which provides us the constant voltage which can be used for the power supply of the devices. So, this is one of the very easiest circuit of the Zener diode and application of the Zener diode, that it can be used as a providing a constant voltage Vz. Okay. So this was a simple explanation for Zener diode as a shunt regulator. Overall, what you should understand here is whatever may be the current value, when you apply a sufficient reverse bias voltage, at that time whatever may be the current value, large current flows. They are telling that large current flows, at that time this breakdowns, the Zener diode breakdowns, and a constant voltage is occurring here. And that time that voltage is known as Zener voltage. So it provides a constant voltage. Okay. So this is about this Zener diode as a shunt regulator. Next, regulation with varying input voltage. So all of you take down regulation with varying input voltage. Okay. So I'll just draw the circuit, a very simple circuit here. Again we have a resistor and a diode here. So here, as the name itself says, regulation with varying input. So this is the input Vin, which is variable. So if I mark like this, no, it indicates varying input. This is Iz. Then here we have load resistance. This is connected here, huh? RL, IL. So this is a constant IL. So we measure the output voltage V0 here. V0 is equal to Vz. So this is a very simple circuit, same circuit with a varying input voltage. So this figure shows us a Zener regulator under varying input voltage condition. So what is the condition we need to consider here? We need to consider that this is a Zener voltage regulator with a varying input. Input value changes. Okay. So it can be seen that the output voltage V0 is equal to Vz, constant. Constant voltage we get here. Therefore, IL is equal to V0 by RL. So V0 is Vz, na? RL is also constant, Vz is also constant. So I will get some constant value of IL. As we all know that V0 is equal to Vz, Vz is a constant value. So V0 is equal to Vz divided by RL. RL, that load resistor, is having some fixed value, and Vz is also constant value. When you apply a large reverse bias, then Vz is also constant voltage we get. So when I divide Vz by RL, both are fixed values, so I'll get a constant value IL. Okay, and we all know that I is equal to Iz plus IL. So this is Iz, this is IL. So total current I is equal to Iz plus IL. Now consider Vin increases. Input increases. Vin is this one. Vin increases. That time the current also increases. So whenever Vin increases, the current also increases. That is I is equal to Iz plus IL also increases. But we all know that IL is constant. Here you can see IL is constant. IL is constant, which is given by Vz by RL. Isn't it? So we can only vary Iz increases. Right? So Iz increases. So Iz is equal to I minus IL. Okay. So next step will be, as long as the Iz, as long as Iz is in between Iz max is lesser than, Iz is lesser than Iz max, Vz will be constant. So constant output voltage is given or is provided here. So you can see that whenever the input voltage increases, current also increases. I is equal to Iz plus IL. IL is constant. So IL is constant, so IZ only we can increase. We can vary only this because this is a constant. IL is constant, right? Okay, total current is equal to IZ plus IL, but IL is constant. Whenever I increases, IZ only increases. So IZ increases, IZ is equal to I minus IL. So as IL is constant, IZ is less. Whenever IZ is less than IZ max, for this condition only VZ is constant. So even if I vary the input voltage now, I am getting the Vz as constant. So I can provide at the output, that means it means that we can have a constant output voltage V0 is equal to Vz. Even if I vary the input voltage now, what happens, because IL is constant, only Iz increases or decreases. Okay, as long as the Iz is lesser than Iz max, it works as a shunt regulator. That means it provides a constant output voltage. Okay. Similarly, when Vin decreases, so whenever the input voltage decreases, I also decreases. But IL is constant, so IZ decreases. So as long as the IZ is greater than IZ minimum current, at that time we get, up till that we get Vz is constant. So we have here two conditions, either input voltage can increase, so here have either input voltage can increase or it can decrease. So whenever it increases, Vin increases, current increases. Current is equal to, that is I is equal to Iz plus IL. IL is constant, so here Iz only will increase. Iz is equal to I minus IL. As long as Iz is lesser than Iz max, we get a constant voltage. Next condition is, when Vin decreases, current decreases, total current decreases. So IL is constant, so Iz only will decrease. As long as Iz is greater than Iz min, we get a constant voltage. So these are the two conditions. Vary the input, we get a constant voltage. Either you can increase the input voltage or either you can decrease the input voltage. As long as the Iz is satisfying lesser than Iz max, Iz is greater than Iz min, as long as it is satisfying these two conditions, we get a constant output voltage. Okay, and I have already told you that we require a constant voltage supply, power supply. We require a power supply in order to conduct the devices. Hence we are looking at the concept of this regulation of the varying input voltage. Obviously now whenever you do a experiment, at that time you vary the input, doesn't it? Vary the input, see the output. These are all common things you do in the lab, in the practical sessions, right? So vary the input, whether you check whether you get a constant voltage or no. Obviously you will get a constant voltage in order if you satisfy certain conditions. So in this particular circuit, we say that voltage increases, current increases. Because IL is constant, so IZ only increases. So IZ is equal to total current minus IL. As long as IZ is lesser than IZ max, Vz is constant. So we are getting constant voltage even though we vary the input voltage, whether you increase or whether you decrease the input voltage. So this is about this about the regulation with varying input voltage. So maximum power dissipation for the Zener diode is fixed and it is given by PD is equal to Vz into Iz max. The maximum power dissipation for Zener diode is fixed and it is given by PD is equal to Vz into Iz max. Take down a problem, all of you. It's a problem given. It's a R 2.2 kilo ohm. It's a varying input. So for the Zener regulator shown, calculate the range of the take down. Calculate the range of input voltage for which output remains constant. So how do we do it? So Vz is given, take down given values. Vz is given 6.1 volt. Iz min is given, take down the given values, 2.5 milliamps. Iz max is given 25 milliamps. So Rz is 0 ohms. Resistance of the Zener diode is 0. Next, RL is given 1 kilo ohm. Vz is given 6.1 volt. So calculate first IL. IL is equal to Vz divided by RL. So it is 6.1 divided by 1 into 10 raised to 3 is equal to 6.1 milliamp. So IL is constant, isn't it? So IL we have calculated. So next for V in minimum, Iz is equal to Iz min. Iz min is given, right? 2.5 milliamps. So I is equal to Iz min plus IL. So Iz min is 2.5 plus 6.1. We will get how much? Say 8.6 milliamps. Both are in milliamps. Okay. So total I is equal to Iz plus IL, right? So Iz min plus IL is equal to Iz min is given 2.5 milliamps plus IL we have found out by Vz divided by RL, where we got 6.1 milliamps. 2.5 plus 6.1 milliamps, we will get 8.6 milliamps. So for V in min, is equal to Vz plus IR, that is given by Vz is given 6.1 plus I is given 8.6 into 10 raised to minus 3 into R is given 2.2 into 10 raised to 3. So what is the minimum voltage now? Calculate this and tell me. So after calculating, we got V in minimum as 25.02 volts. Now similarly, we need to consider V in max. V in max. So I'll take a next slide. Okay. I don't have space there. So here. So now for V in max. So for V in max, what we need to do? Consider Iz. That is the Iz as max. Iz max. So that is given as 25 milliamps. That is given in the problem. So Total I is equal to Iz max plus IL. That is equal to 25 milliamps plus 6.1 milliamps. We get 31.1 milliamps. Right? Next, find out V in max. V in max. V in max is equal to Vz plus IR. Again as usual. Vz we know 6.1 volt plus IR. So I we have got a new value for this because Iz is changed now. 25 milliamps. For V in minimum we have considered Iz minimum which was 2.5. But for V in max we are considering Iz max which is 25 milliamps. So I is equal to Iz max plus IL. 25 milliamps plus 6.1 milliamps, 31.1 milliamps. Okay. So for V in max we have Vz plus IR 6.1 plus 31 into 0.1 into 10 raised to minus 3. R we know it's a 2.2 kilo ohms. We need to find out the value of V in max. So what is the value of V in max? Can anybody tell me? What is the answer for this? Can anybody tell me? Range of the input voltage is V in minimum and V in max. What is that answer? 25.0 to 74.52 volts. So this is the range for which the output voltage Vz should be constant. Na? So what is the varying input voltage? So that we can apply that voltage to get the constant voltage. It is 25.02 to 74.52. If you apply more than this or lesser than this, then we don't get a constant voltage Vz. Yes. So with this problem is done. Next, take down regulation.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Can you for 1 second please show the last slide?
Yeah, sure. Regulation with the varying load. Take down all of you. Regulation with the varying load. Now what happens, earlier, okay, I'll go to the previous slide. Here what we did do? Here we varied the input voltage and we got the constant voltage. So now what we are doing is, now we are varying the load. So this is another condition. First we varied the input. Now we are varying the load. So again the same circuit, students, same circuit. I am drawing again. Zener diode. Okay. This is the V in constant. Now the input voltage is constant. Condition is, now the input voltage is constant. Here there is a resistor R. Here there is a current Iz. Now what we are doing is, now we are trying to vary the load. Vary the load resistance RL. This is IL. So across this point we are going to calculate the V0. V0 is equal to Vz you should get. So this is showing a Zener regulator under varying load condition and a constant input voltage. I just repeat. Zener diode regulator, we can write it as simple Zener regulator under varying load condition, varying the load resistance and keeping the constant input voltage. Constant input voltage. Okay, so I am varying the load voltage and keeping the input voltage constant. Now what happens? The input voltage is constant, okay, while the load resistance RL is variable. As the Vin is constant, V0 is equal to Vz. The constant, then for a constant R, the current is also constant, right? So what I want to mean here is, if suppose RL decreases, now we are varying the load, right? If suppose the load resistance, first let me take, if the load resistance increases, what happens? Load resistance is resistor value, okay? This resistor value, if it increases, the time resistance increases, the time current decreases. So this I is equal to, we all know that V by R, I is equal to V by R, right? V in minus Vz by R, which is a constant. So if I is a constant, we all know that IL is constant, so obviously Iz will be varied. I minus Iz is equal to I minus IL, because I is equal to Iz plus IL, right? Correct? So here Iz increases as long as the Iz is lesser than Iz max or equal to Iz max, we get a constant output voltage. Output voltage is constant, that means Vz is constant. So here the condition is input is constant, varying load is varied. So load means RL, RL increases means current decreases, IL. So I is equal to V in minus Vz by R. We all know that Ohm's law, I is equal to V by R, isn't it? So this gives us that Iz increases, okay. So Iz is equal to I minus IL, okay. So up till and unless the Iz is less than Iz max or it's equal to Iz max, Vz is constant. Now next condition is RL decreases. RL decreases means current increases. So this gives us that I is equal to V in minus Vz divided by R, that is again a constant, which gives us that Iz is equal to I minus IL decreases. So as long as Iz is greater than Iz min, Vz is constant. Vz is constant. So this is what the explanation for the regulation with varying load. Even if you vary the load value and if you keep the constant input voltage, we get a constant output voltage. How? For certain conditions. The load resistance may increase, the load resistance may decrease. But if Iz satisfies two conditions, Iz is less than Iz max, then we get a constant voltage. If Iz is greater than Iz min, then we get a constant voltage. So here I can say that Iz should be greater than Iz min, then we get a constant voltage. Iz should be lesser than Iz max, then we get a constant voltage at the output, even if I vary the load resistance RL. Okay, so these are the two conditions. Either load may increase, load resistor may decrease. So it affects the current. In turn, it affects the IZ. Because IL is constant, so IZ it increases or decreases accordingly. Accordance the RL increases or decreases, and we get a constant voltage Vz at the output side. Okay, so next, design of a Zener regulator with varying load and the varying input. It means the load resistance value also is varied and the input voltage is also varied. So here V in minimum, we have certain parameters. V in minimum, this is the minimum value of the input voltage. V in max, this is the maximum value of the input voltage. Next we have IL max, this is the maximum value of the load current. Next we have IL min, minimum value of the load current. Next IZ max, maximum value of the Zener current. IZ min, minimum value of the Zener current. V0 is equal to Vz, that is the output voltage. So we have some limiting value series resistance R for a Zener can be obtained like this. So we have two simple equations. R max is equal to V in minimum minus Vz divided by IL max plus IZ min. So it is written as V in min as it is, minus Vz can be written as V0 divided by IL max plus IZ min for R max. For R minimum, we have V in max minus Vz divided by IL min plus IZ max. That can be written as V in max minus V0 divided by IL min plus IZ max. So these are the two limiting value series resistance R for a Zener diode. For any value of the R between the R max and R minimum, the circuit works successfully as a regulator. If the resistance value is between R max and R minimum, this is the minimum resistance value, this is the maximum resistance value. If the resistance value is in between R min and R max, that time it works successfully as a regulator. Okay, if a load current or if the input voltage is constant, okay, or not varying, then its both maximum and minimum values must be treated as the constant value to the equations given. Okay, so if it satisfies these two equations, the upper one, the R max and R minimum, the proper Zener diode having IZ min and IZ max values can satisfy both the varying input and varying load conditions, and then it will give us or provide us the constant output voltage. So this is the condition, two equations for the value. Okay, so overall we can see that when the Zener diode is operated in the breakdown region, the voltage across it is constant through, and the current, it varies up to certain limit. The Zener diode can be used as a regulator. A current controlling resistance is required in a Zener regulator, right? So current controlling means as we go on RL increase, or input may vary, or the load resistance may vary, obviously it has a value on the effect on the current. The current may increase or the current may decrease. So a current controlling resistance is required in a Zener regulator. So the value of the current controlling resistance in the Zener diode, we have shown it by using these two equations. Okay, so this is about the Zener diode with varying load and varying input. Take down a problem. Determine the, take down all of you, determine the minimum and the maximum load current. Determine the minimum and the maximum load current. Which will maintain regulation. Which will maintain regulation. What is the minimum RL that can be used? What is the minimum RL that can be used? We need to find out the RL value. Okay. So the problem is given here. So what is the problem given? The figure is given here.
Ma'am, can you repeat the question?
Determine the minimum and maximum load currents. Determine the minimum and maximum load currents which will maintain regulation. Which will maintain regulation. Which will maintain regulation. Over. What is the minimum?
Yes.
What is the minimum RL that can be used? What is the minimum RL that can be used? So take down this given problem statement. Figure also is given. So the current flows in this way. I. So this is plus, this is minus. This is IL plus minus RL. VZ is equal to VL. Okay. So given values take down. VZ is equal to 10 volts. IZ minimum is equal to 5 milliamps. IZ max is equal to 50 milliamps. Assume the Zener resistance should be 0. So these are the given value. What we need to find out is minimum and maximum load current and the minimum value of the RL. So these are the given values. Find out the first I. Vn is 20, Vz is 10 divided by 300 is equal to 33.33 milliamps. Next, we all know that I is equal to Iz plus IL, that is constant. First take down IL minimum. First find out IL minimum. So IL minimum is equal to I minus Iz max. That is given by 33.33 minus 25, which is given as 8.33 milliamps. For IL max, take down all of you. IL max is equal to I minus the equation, okay, take down I minus IZ minimum 33.33. So IZ min is how much? 5 milliamps. It is given, isn't it? Is equal to 28.33 milliamps. So the equations given here, IL minimum is equal to I minus IZ max. Total I we have found out by V in minus Vz divided by R. V in is given 20, Vz is given 10 divided by 300 ohms, that is R is given 300. So if we divide this, we'll get 33.33. So that is milliamps. It's a total current. So I is equal to Iz plus IL, that is a constant. So for IL minimum, we have I minus Iz max. Iz max is given, right? So next we have we need to find out the RL minimum to Vz divided by IL max. This is given by 10 divided by 28.33 into 10 raised to minus 3. So what is the answer for this? What is the answer for this? Answer. Answer for this?
352.98.
98?
27038.
Okay. So this one, students, here it is 25. So now it is correct. Here it is 25. Iz max is 25 milliamps, 8.33. Iz min is 5 milliamps. We get 28.33. So in this way, we need to find out the IL min and IL max. In order to find out IL min and IL max, we require the total current I. So find out first I is equal to V by R. We all know that, Ohm's law. So V in minus Vz divided by R. R value is given here 300 ohms. 20 minus 10 divided by 300 will get 33.33. Okay, so IL min is equal to I minus Iz max. Subtract it and get the answer. IL max is equal to I minus Iz min. 33.33 minus 5, it is given. Iz min is given, Iz max is also given. Okay, just subtract this and get the value. So this is the minimum and the maximum load currents we get. Next, find out the minimum load resistance they have told. Vz divided by IL max. So it is 10 divided by 28.33 into 10 raised to minus 3, because it is a 28.33 milliamps. So the answer is 352.982 ohms. Okay. So this is the solution for the problem. So any doubts?